Welcome to selfdiscoverymedia.com, where the orchard of wisdom shows are at your fingertips. It ignites your soul, your heart, your spirit, your mind, and your body with illumination from people who have made the journey before you. They're here now to help you on your journey, on your path of self-discovery. We are funded by you, the audience, and the people we interview. If you wish to support us, please go to selfdiscoverymedia.com and press on our Fund Action button. Anything is appreciated. We'd like you to sit back and enjoy the shows. Here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Sarah's View of Life, right here on selfdiscoverymedia.com. I am your host, Sarah Troy. Well, I'm going to be talking about that big word that we see everywhere nowadays, donating. And of course, when people are donating, they're asking for your money. But why is it important? Why is it important to give of our time, of our money, of our wisdom? You know, giving is one of the greatest gifts that you can have. Yeah, that you receive. Because when you give something and it makes a difference in somebody else's life, it comes back to you. It just is a wonderful feeling knowing that you've helped somebody in some way. It's not measured by, well, that person gave more than me, or that person gave more of my time than me. It's measured in what you yourself can afford: money, time, wisdom, energy. It's all important. I always say that one drop makes a difference, for it adds up and it spills over. It can be hard giving of one's time. We're all so very busy. It can be hard to give money because we're all so broke. It can be hard even to give our wisdom, but it's necessary. And when I mean by wisdom, it doesn't mean lording over someone. It's just that we've got some knowledge that somebody else needs. And how can we share it with them? How can we share the caringness, the understanding, the kindness? This station is run by donations. I haven't made any bones about that. It's at the beginning of every show. It's on every page. I only function by the donations that are given. Sorry, I patted the cat, but now I have cat hair everywhere. She's a great giver of love, and she loves it when you love her back. And the purrs that you get, we scientifically have been proven to elevate our hearts and make us feel good. So you see, there's a give and take there. I enjoy stroking her, and she enjoys being stroked, and then she gives me the loving purrs, which is very good for my psyche. There are so many ways that we can give. There's so many ways that we can donate, whatever it is. We've all got a pile of clothes that we don't use anymore. Donating those to your local banks, or if they're nice clothes, to those organizations that help people who are going back into the workforce have some good clothes. There are plenty of parents out there who don't know how to clothe their children. There are plenty of people out there who simply don't have anything. So donating of your clothes, donating of furniture for people, especially those like in Abbotsford or anywhere else that have had disasters. They've lost everything. And so donating or something just helps them get back on the ground, even if it's interim, until they can get themselves stabilized, because that's what it's about. We want everyone to have some stabilization in their lives. We want them to know that it's every day they don't have to get up to an anxiety. They can get up and go and do what they love to do, which is serving other people in whichever way they serve them. And they can do that in a way without worrying about, is it going to be enough today? Will I have that roof over my head? Will I have food in my stomach? Will I be able to feed my kids? I'm a senior, and I've done numerous shows now on finances, preparing when you're young for when you're older. And I beg you, beg you, beg you, please, to listen to them. Mark Singer, Joel Silverman, and a number of others. If we don't pay attention now when we're young, or when I'm not young, when you're young, if you don't pay attention then and seed the security for your older age, for those things that are going to happen along the way that you didn't account for, if you don't seed for them, they are going to come back to bite you. And you're going to end up in a situation where you're living from paycheck to paycheck. And we know very well with this COVID of how many of those paychecks have gone south. So we all look for that security. I know that my roof over my head is secure. The food in my belly is secure. I know I'm safe. And everybody has the right to have that. Now, I know that podcasting is something that people don't think should be financially supported. Go and get your sponsors. Well, sponsors are few and far between, and they want to sponsor the sensational or the business because it's maybe promoting their own business. I am a different network, as you know, if you've listened to any of my shows. We are heart, soul based. That means that whatever you do, whether it's business, whether it's scientific, whether it's writing, whatever you do, that it comes from a heart-based place, that you really do care for other people. You really are in service of humanity or planet or animal kingdom, and that you are really here to make a difference that is going to ignite other people's possibilities and stability and have them step into something that's meaningful in their own lives. So we talk about anything from business, spirituality, health, children, seniors, sex, music, rock and roll. I mean, everything is covered here, but it's covered from that heart center. We're not a rah-rah thing. We're not a sensationalism thing. We are not a quick 10-minute show that's only going to capture the attention of one or two people. We are here with an hour to an hour and a half of truly diving into a conversation, of unraveling, of taking the journey, of making discoveries, of coming out with a basket full of wisdom and feeling good, right? Feeling good and having a new insight on your own life. This is what these shows are about. Again, I've made no bones that I'm on 14 audios, 2 video platforms, 4 sites. Each show has its own blog, so it means it has an introduction graphic. It has the, if they have a book or a promotion, their links, their bio, the show content, and all of this takes time. So yes, I do ask for donations of support to keep us going here, because otherwise it comes out of my pocket. I'm a senior. Go and look at what seniors earn nowadays. It's not very much. There are many people like me out there. I don't know how many people I know in their 60s, even 70s, that are just literally trying to make ends meet from one second to the other, but they're contributors. They're people that get out and volunteer their time, or they have started another business late at life, but it's very cutthroat nowadays. You know, the business that used to be isn't so much anymore. Of course, we've got social media. It's a new marketing platform, and everybody's out to sell something. And it can make it very, very difficult to make a living or stand up, because the people who have the money pour the money into their advertising on social media, and they've got the bells and whistles that entice everybody in. But if you're just a humble person with a wonderful program and you are trying to make ends meet and give this wonderful service its due course, it's hard to be seen amongst all the shiny glitter. So I ask you to, when you're on social media, take the time to look at the stories, comment on the ones where you know the people have really stepped out of their comfort zone, whether it's been in their own self-discovery or whether they've done an unselfish act, whether it's even the humor because they're trying to lift our spirits, or sharing of some wisdom. Interaction. It's so very important. You want to promote any business, you have to start by being interactive. Comment on other people. It's not about the flash, flash, flash. Come and look at me. This is what I've got. People have seen it. They're saturated with it. They want to know, well, why should I bother? Where is that interaction? Are you seeing me? Are you here to serve me? Or are you here just to make a sale? There's a difference between being of service and making a sale. So we gain so much when we do interact. We discover people that are absolutely awesome. And it may start off as a little chat or a few comments, and then it can start building up. Or can we have a chat? Let's chat on Messenger. Let's make a call and do a Zoom chat. And then you dive into this and you find there's a synergy and you find that, gosh, there's an awesome story there and what they've been through and yet what they're doing today, their whole outlook on life is truly inspirational. So I donate a great deal of my time to my clientele to bring you these shows. And yes, I do ask for a donation. I'm going to have a subscription up very, very soon from Petron, $5 a month, and you get all the shows into your box every month. That's a minimum of 12 shows a month, and very often way more. Never mind the 2,900 shows I've got here for you in the archives. The thing is, I do this with a passion, with a love. The people that I have interviewed, the stories that they have shared, the incredible strength and courage and abilities that they've stepped into has truly been exemplary. It's just extraordinary. And for all the news where you see so many human beings being so nasty to each other, politicians being so greedy and violent, warmongers, powermongers, egomaniacs, selfish, narcissistic, sociopathic people who don't give a damn for anyone else. Yes, they're there. We see them on the news all the time. Then you see one person doing a kind act, stopping traffic to save a kitten crossing a road, right? Somebody falling off their bike and someone stopping to help them be safe. Somebody doing something else. There was a young man being interviewed. He didn't know that he was on camera. And somebody had a flat tire. And the guy came up and said, "Oh, if you got a spare wheel, Matt, I'll help you change it." And the guy changed the tire. And the other guy, because it was an expensive car, he said, "Hey, let me give you some money." "I don't want your money, mate. This is what humanity is all about. We step up and help each other." He didn't realize he was being filmed. Even when the film crew came over to him and said, "We want to offer you something," he said, "No, man, it's not. That's what it's about. It's that if we all help each other, there are less people in need." Now think about that. If we step out, you're going to be 10 minutes late at the office. So what? So what? That 10 minutes that you're giving to that person at that moment could be a lifesaver, a life changer. It could let them know that they're seen and they're heard. Just that little bit of time can lift them up, can validate them, can redirect them, or whatever you're doing with them could be the answer that they're seeking. We walk so channeled, little blinkers, and we only see our destination and what we need to do. I've got that next deal. I've got to cut this next one. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. And we don't pay attention to our arena, our surroundings, our village, our community. And if we did, we would see there are so many in need that really just a little bit of our time, a little bit of our care, a little bit of our consideration would make such a difference. You see, when I'm asking you to donate your time, your heart, your spirit, and or your money, I'm not asking you to donate millions, quit your job and donate your time. I'm asking you to take a few minutes of your day or a few coins out of your purse or sharing of that wisdom or book that's something that somebody needs at that moment. Just give a little of yourself in any which way you can. Here at Self-Discovery Media, money will help. It costs money to run the program. It costs money to do this. I'm coming up to my 10th year. No, I haven't got rich doing this. I've barely made ends meet. That donation makes such a huge difference. If every listener paid $5 a month, I would be able to really sustain and even hire people to help me. If that one person who's begging in the street and you're looking at him loser and why don't you go and get a job? But if you dropped a food card into them for the local food store, here mate, here's $20, go and get some groceries. Or you've got holes in your shoes, let's go and buy you some shoes, even if you go to a charity shop. You know what you're saying is that I see you, I hear you, I care for you, and I want to help you. And isn't that what we all want in life? I don't care what level of life you are, whether you are on the street or you're in the ivory tower, everybody wants to know they're seen, they're heard, and that other people care for them. So in whichever way we can, let's give of ourselves. Some can give more than others. I know. But you know, every drop counts. So whether you can only give a drop or whether you can give a bucket, that's not the point. Yes, the bucket will be more drops. It will serve more people. But if all you can give is that drop, that one drop in the bucket, imagine if every single person stepped up with one drop in the bucket, that bucket would be very soon full. So please think about that. Do you have a neighbor you could go shopping for? Do you have somebody that you know isn't very well or is scared of going out right now that their dog needs walking? Do you know of a single mum that's really struggling right now? Her kids need a playmate, but she doesn't have time because she's working and grocery shopping and then homework and then back to work. Do you know of an elder that is stuck alone day in and day out with no company? Imagine if once every fortnight you had them over for dinner. They would look forward to that fortnight all the time, and they would carry the memory of that dinner with them until the next fortnight. You see, that's just a few drops that make such a difference. Let us stop being so self-absorbed, self-opinionated, self. Now I see when you're in recovery, coming out of something catastrophic, a trauma, you have to be selfish in that time because you are in healing. You've got to put all that energy on yourself. But as you come out and you get stronger, you know what it's like to feel bottomed out. So whether you can just give a drop at that time or more, you understand. And your time, your ear for somebody else going through it is valuable because they can relate and you can relate to them and you can be camaraderie for each other. And the steps that you've taken ahead of them could be the stepping stones for them on their journey, or even just an inspiration that it's possible. So give it for thyself. Donate time, money, wisdom, effort, whatever it is. Please step outside of me, myself, and I, and understand if they're hurting, we're hurting. If we're hurting, they're hurting. So let's be the ease of each other's pain and help each other move forward. As I said, April, it's 10 years for me doing this. I would like my 10th year to be, it's all self-sustainable. That I don't need to worry about where the money is coming to run the network. Yes, you say, turn to the people I interview. There's an enormous donation button at the end of every email with them. Some do, some don't. Some people feel that their wisdom is enough. Around podcasting, there's still this stigma about paying to be on a show. I just simply ask for a donation of what they can afford, and I leave it up to their conscience. But let's step into our conscience, folks. There are plenty of people that if we could just give them a hand out, a hand up, a hand around them, and while they're wobbly on their feet, say, I've got you. And when they're standing on that feet, help them walk forward. Imagine how much better society would be. So at the bottom of this page of this show is a donation button. There's a donating button on the side of every show page. There's a donate button on the front of when you come into selfdiscoverymedia.com. And whatever you can afford, it all helps. It's all those drops in the bucket. I would appreciate it. But if not for me, turn around to someone else that you know that needs either your money, your time, your wisdom, your effort, your kindness, because it all makes an enormous difference. So you can go to selfdiscoverymedia.com and press fund it or donations, and you will see it. And there are many organizations of people I've interviewed that are doing extraordinary things for children, for animals, for the planet. And they are operated by donations too. So if not me, take a look at all these shows. And if there's a cause there that you believe in, please donate them, because I know how much effort it is to bring you and to make that difference. And they're working hard to do that, to make that difference for whatever that cause is. So let's help them. Let's support them, and let's show them we're all in it together. Until next week, folks, bye for now. We hope that you enjoyed the show right here on selfdiscoverymedia.com. Please tune in to our selfdiscoverymedia.com/shows, and you will see all the other genres that we have from you. Every week on Tuesday, we bring you new shows from illuminating people. If you know someone that should be interviewed, please contact us at info@selfdiscoverymedia.com. Now stay tuned for your next show.